Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode in my Great Bear Island Region Guide series. And today we're going to go over kind of a little bit of a special region called Mountain Town, or Milton, most people know it by. And it was the reason why it's special is because it was one of the regions that was introduced when story mode was introduced, because the first episode takes place in this new region. And this place has a ton of lore, long dark lore in it, and I'm not gonna cover it all because a lot of it's kind of spoilery, and I do want to warn you this episode might have some story mode spoilers in it. Not a lot, but it might have some other kind of spoilers in it. So just a little bit of a heads up. If you haven't played story mode, I might give away a couple of things. Just a heads up. Nothing too serious, I hope. But without further ado, let's get started. All right, welcome in, everyone. Today, like I said, we're going to be starting on Mountain Town slash Milton. And I got to tell you, this is going to be the first episode with the new graphics update they just came out with. So I must tell you, they said something about having a really high end system. My system, to be honest, is not very high end, and I was able to run everything on ultra. I just turned everything on, put everything on ultra, and it runs just fine. So, which is a good thing. And I got my hands off to Hinterland. This game, of one of the few games I've actually played that is very highly optimized, and they did a really great job optimizing this game because in all my systems I've ever had, even in the past, the game always seemed to run smooth, and I was always been able to run it right up on the high graphics settings. So, well, okay, enough of that is said. So, what we're doing today, we're starting at the rope climbs here. If you go down this rope climb, you follow this over. There's another rope climb over there that takes you back to Mystery Lake, through the cave that's by Trapper's Cabin. So today we're going to start right here, and let me show you the map real quick. So here we're right here. I'm sorry, we're right here actually, and no, actually, I take that back. We are right up here. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're actually right up here. So we're going to be coming down to this here into town, and then we're going to be going over this area right around here, and then we're probably going to go up this area, up in this area, and I'll show you this basin area. And then what we're probably going to do is we might go up the road because there's a whole area up here that you can only get to from one area, and you can't get to it from the other area. If that makes any sense. I guess I'll explain it better as we go. You'll understand better. Don't mind me. Sometimes I just ramble and I don't mean anything. But here we go. So let's get started. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to point out a few spawns and things. There's a new moose spawn location since the wildlife refresh, and he's right here. Now, I don't see any moose markings, but a lot of times you don't see. Sometimes you see them, and sometimes you don't see them here. But this is a new moose spawn area, so when you come up that rope, be careful he's not already up here. Okay, so I'm going to try not to go into too many buildings here, but we're going to try to head right down here into town because the region ends right over there at the end of the road. There's a collapse, and there's a crash bus over there, which is part of the story, part of the lore of this region. If anybody out there, and I'm sure there are many people out there that have played story mode, know exactly what I'm talking about. It actually was one of the questions. Now I got to tell you also the visual update that they had. Look how beautiful it is. Everything seems to be crisper and much more defined. And actually, if you look at like that, like big rock formation over there, how detailed it is, even from this far away. Before it was kind of like fuzzy and not quite detailed, but here you can actually see the shadows on some of these things, which is really cool. They did a great job, and I got to tell you, I don't know if they over exaggerated with the computer. 'Cause I got to tell you, my computer's not doesn't meet the minimum that they're said that they recommend. So I could be wrong. Just take it for what it's worth. So I wouldn't. If I were you, if you get it, if you get the update, just try it. Just run everything right up to ultra and give it a try and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, then obviously you have to lower it. But okay, so we're going into Milton town proper right here. This town has much story lore to talk about, and like I said, I'm not going to give a lot of it away. But some of it takes place right in town here. And there is, let's see, two bear spawns and two moose spawns here. Plenty of wolves. There's a lot of wolves in town. For some reason, the wolves really love to be around town here. You can actually see the new update where you can actually see where the snow line was like kind of fades into. Before it just kind of flattened out and just stopped right there. But it looks to me like they made it like wind blown. Like it looks like the wind blew the snow up a little bit on the cabins. Okay, I think our first stop is going to be at this square right here. I guess I'll call it this town square. This for intersection right here. There's a wolf right over there. It looks like. Looks like no. Is that a deer? Actually, that's a deer. Anyway, right there is a place called Grey Mother's house. Now, in the story mode, that house is very prominent. The story mode, and we're not going to go in there. We're not going to go in any of these places. So, I know I had some people mention it, but it's not going to happen. So we're going to head up this way, and I want to show you a few things up this way. I do tell you now. This is the other moose spawn is right over here. Actually, you can see probably you might have spawned over here actually because you can see the moose markings here. Remember, I was mentioning in one of my other videos and how you can detect the moose if he's around, and if you see the moose markings, he could be like right. All right, so if he spawned, he'd be right in this area right here. You're right in this area. Or actually, is that him? That is the moose right there. Actually, he's right there. That is the moose. No, that's a deer. Okay. Well, the moose would spawn right in here. I didn't think the moose spawned on the road. I've never seen them spawn on the road. Anyway, let's keep going up this way. I guess we could kind of make this video a promotion of the new update too, which they did a few other things on the update, like as far as cooking, you can now cook again with ruined food. I guess that they were having they figured it would be too much work for them to revamp the cooking system to make it worth more what they want it to be, but I guess that they compromised and said, all right, we'll just put it back to how you guys liked it, and we'll just leave it there for now, and we'll work on it later, because they're trying to get episode 5 out, and I totally agree with that sentiment, to be honest. Oh, okay, so this is a tower. You're going to be familiar with this. Like I said, if you play story mode, you will be, or if you play Signal Void, one of the tails in this game has tails, and when the Signal Void tails, which is the first one, this tower will come into play. This just ends with a cave down the bottom there. It's just an ordinary cave. Nothing to write home to mom about. There's something a little bit about this area. If, like I said, if people have played, and I'm going to say that a lot in this video, story mode players know this area because this is the one you come down from when you first come from the plane crash. You'll enter this area down here. When you go, a lot of people will try to go look for the rabbits and kill the rabbits because the game tells them to. So I gotta tell you, look at the way the detail is with the snow coming up on the rocks and things. And you can see the more detail in the rocks and in the textures. Oh, well, yeah, I won't show you yet. I'll show you after when we're almost there. Okay, so coming up here, we'll show you a little bit. I think probably a lot of people have discovered it or seen it, but some of the people I pointed out to said, "Oh, I never knew that was there." If you look right over here, up on this rock, you climb up this rock up here, and inside there is a little hole. You can see it. Go walk through that hole, walk down the path. It's a dead end, but on the left there's a little cave area. You can, if you're cold and you need a place to rest or you need a place to warm up, there's always wood and there's always coal in there, guaranteed, if you need fire stuff. Beautiful day today. Okay, so need to show you a few things in this area. I need to show you a few things in this area, first of all. Now, if anybody's seen my bunker series, my prepper cache series, right up there, actually, I think it's like right there-ish, somewhere like in that area right there, is the prepper cache for Mystery Lake. I mean, for Mountain Town, sorry. You can't get up there from here. You have to go all the way down the road, down by the bear spawn, up the path, through the cave, up and around, and then come down here and then get to it. Now, you can come down this way. This is a one-way path, in other words. You can come down it, but you can't go up it. So they make you go all the way around, and when you find the prepper cache, you can actually just come right down here and end up right in this area. So just a little pointer there if you want to get a reference where we're at. So up here, like I say, very, very important area with the lore of the story mode. This is, we're approaching the plane crash that you crash in story mode. And they decided to leave it in survival mode as just like a prop, like just a remembrance there. Down there is that cave that you crash in, you wake up there and everything. And I'm not going to go down there. It's too spoiler and all that stuff. You don't need to go down there right now. And it's a long way down. Not a long way, but it's a pain in the butt. You got to climb all those things, but... So there's where this area is. So, okay, so we're going to go continue on to the other area I was going to show you. And we're going to go ahead and sprint there. It's a lot quicker. So yeah, like I said, you can come down this way, but you can't go up that way. But the bunker's right there. I'll show you how to get there a little bit later in this video. Okay, so we're going to head back to town again. And I'm going to show you another section because I want to show you some more wildlife spawns as well. I don't have any coffee with me, but I don't want to sprint too much because even though I have unlimited stamina, I still drain my fatigue. So yeah, you don't have to. For those that don't know, you don't always have to climb down those. You have to climb up them, but you don't have to climb down them. If you're careful, you kind of take like two tiny jumps, and you'll be fine going down them, like I just did. So a couple little caveats too. When I make all my videos, they're just raw. I don't edit them. So if I make flubs and I bumble about and I ramble on stupid things, I just leave them all in because it's part of my content, I guess. I hope you're all right with it. There's so many other people out there that do this better than me, so I'm just kind of trying to do my perspective on everything. Oh, let me show you where we're at. So we are right now in town. And this is the farmhouse down here. We're heading down that direction. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to... then from there, we're going to kind of walk up this way. And then I'm going to show you through that cave. And then we're going to go to where the bunker is. And that's where I'm going to end our tour. It's starting to get dark, too. I wonder if we should just, I don't know, sleep. But maybe we should just keep going. Because we're not going to go too much farther down here. I'm going to show you a couple of things down here, though. First of all, this is I want to show you where the cougar spawns. So if you have cougars enabled in your run, when they appear, the first spawn is over here in this little orchard. And I don't know what kind of orchard this is. It might be apple. It might be peach. It's probably an apple orchard, I'm guessing. I'm not going to really sprint too much anymore because I don't want to drain all my stamina, all my fatigue. But this is that farmhouse that I pointed to you on the map. Now, just beyond this, okay, right over there, it looks like the mountain, but right over there is a rope climb. Now, that rope climb goes down to this area right down here into Milton Basin. There's the rope climb I'm talking about. It's right over right here. This is the rope climb that I'm pointing out. So we're kind of like right over here. We're looking at the farmhouse. The rope climb's right here to get down to this area. Okay? But we're going to go up this way. Now, like I said, if you had cougars enabled, the cougar hangs out in this area right here. So when you come up here, be careful. Right now, there's no cougar because I'm on Pilgrim, but this is where the cougar spawns. There's also a lot of wolves in this area as well, so you really need to be careful, depending on the difficulty and stuff you're playing on. But so right up here brings us up to behind the church area. If we were to go down to where we saw that deer in town, walked over the bridge, it would take us to that area over there. So yeah, the cougar would be right over there. There is a second cougar spawn. Like if you were to kill another cougar or keep killing cougars, their spawn points expand, and it would expand to up in this area. I'll show you when we get there where it is. I don't consider pointing them out a spoiler because the cougars are so loud. they're a dead giveaway where they are, and you can be far away from them and you'll still hear them. So I don't look at it as too much of a spoiler pointing it out where they are. But you'd be up in this area right over there. So this is the church. I'll show you where we're at on the map. We are now right... this map is kind of a little hard to read at this point. We're up over here. Oh, there's a church. Yeah, we're right over here now. Okay. So we're actually behind the church. We're going to walk up this way to where the bear spawn is. And I'll show you where the path is to get to that bunker area. So over here, there's a lot of, like, this area right over here that I'm pointing at, like, all in that area, it's all just kind of wilderness. There's nothing really there to point out. But it's just kind of all empty wilderness, and it actually eventually goes down towards the bridge down there in town. This circles up to the northern part of the map, and towards the bear spawn. And actually up here is a trailer. And I'm kind of running parallel to the road, really, is what I'm doing right at this point. Be careful, because up here we're approaching a couple of wolf spawns. There could be one in this general area. There could be also one up top up there as well. That's a new spawn. He wasn't up there in the past, but he's up there now. This area, one of the places, like I say, usually the roads are safe. This is one of the regions where the road is not necessarily safe. These wolves will spawn near the road here. Okay, so up here, this is kind of just, I don't know, I guess it's a little bit of a shortcut. It takes a lot of the time out traveling that windy road. It's kind of more of a direct route. You can always stop at this trailer here if you need to rest up, or, you know, sleep or warm up or whatever. You can go up in that trailer. We're going to keep continuing on to that cave that I was telling you about. The cave will end you up right at the top of that cliff that I showed you when we were in that other area by the plane crash. So we're going to head up this way. I want to show you something real quick too as well. If you're looking for the entrance to Hush River Valley, it's actually right up here. And we'll actually go this way because, like I say, it just kind of goes, it just kind of follows the road. But now I can show you where the cave is. This is the only way in or out of HRV. There is no other way to get in or out or HRV in this game except for this one cave right here. So if you want to go to HRV, you have to go through Milton and come all the way this way to get there. For those that don't know how to get there, that's how you got to do it. So, but that's the cave to a Hush River Valley. Now, if you saw my prepper cache video for Hush River Valley, I showed you from the start from the other end of that cave, and this is where the other end of the cave is. Okay, so I'm going to remind you to watch out for, there could be a wolf over this ridge down near the street, down near the road down here. A while back, before they changed it, there used to be a moose spawn on that pond, but I haven't seen a moose spawn there since the change. If it still spawns there, somebody let me know in the comment section. Or if I point something out and I might be wrong about something, feel free to comment. I don't know everything about this game. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So up this road, you're going to be approaching the bear spawn in this region, and the bear, for some reason, well, for me anyway, is here about 98% of the time. When you come up here, the bear is here. So I think that this bear has a very, very, very high spawn rate. So be careful coming up to this bridge up here because he might be out. I really, really like the visual enhancements they did to recently to this update. It looks so much better. Everything is so much more clear. Like, that mountain used to be kind of fuzzy. Now it's much clearer now, it seems. Okay, so this is Bear Bridge, and I don't know if the bear could also be, the bear does roam down there sometimes as well. But you'd probably see him on this bridge more likely, or just after the bridge. See, there he is right there. Hey, Mr. Bear. See him right there? So we're going to be approaching the cave that I was telling you about. There isn't much more of this region to it, to be honest. I pretty much showed you the main areas, and the POIs are those couple I showed you, and in town. That's pretty much it. So he's going up the path that we got to go up, but now maybe he'll... Let's run past him a little bit here. Alright. So yeah, so this is the path that goes up to the cave that I was telling you about. We'll go up there and we'll end the video there. Okay, so here's the beginning of that cave. Just navigate through this cave. It's really can't get lost. There's only like 1 or 2 dead ends in there. It's very short. Go to the other side, and the bunker's right on the other side, and you can go and you can climb down and get back to the plane crash area and head back to town. So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate all your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications when I release new videos. I hope you enjoy it, and you have a nice day, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.